Today we're going to talk about putting gears on a Rose engine. Now, of course you can make a geometric chuck, but that takes a lot of machinist skills. So what can we do in our Rose engine shop to alleviate a big project like this where you don't have that many machinist skills? So let's take a look at the spirograph chuck I have on the back of this Lindo White Rose engine. This is the large spirograph gear. This is any of the 20 or 30 small spirograph gears. And I have it pinned in any hole that I want with a small keeper and a set screw. And as you can see, you could turn it as fast as you want. You get no ski jumping, and you get hundreds and hundreds of combinations of rosettes just using different gears that are in that spirograph kit, which only cost about $26. All this is the large spirograph gear sandwiched between two pieces of plexiglass, so this small gear won't override left or right. And I made a small sheet metal bushing with a 1-inch hole holding the large gear. So that's how this idea first started. So let's go over to the other Rose engine and look at the second spindle, which is even a better idea. This is the second spindle idea, which came from Frank Dorian. He found it in an old magazine from 1882. So there's nothing new about this, but we made an old idea fresh. What I did to have a second spindle is to make two stringers that run over the top with bearings in it, holding a 1-inch diameter hollow tube. And the reason this has to be hollow is because if it was solid, it'd put too much weight on the back side, and the Rose engine does not want to work with that much weight. So this is how it works. I have a 100-tooth gear here with a 70-tooth idler in the middle that transfers it down to 20. So I have 20 to 100, which gives you a 5-to-1 ratio. This is a very, very unusual setup in that I have this rosette 1/2 of an inch off center. So 1/2 of an inch off center gives you some really crazy looking shapes that you can wind up with on a paper chuck. When you see something that looks really nice on the paper chuck, you can put something on the regular chuck to give you some ideas of what it will do. This is about 5/8 amplitude, which you really can't get on most rosettes. This sort of look you can't get on any rosette, and it is really nice, aesthetically nice. This is mirrored plexiglass, and of course you can't make that shape from a rosette that looks like that. You would not be able to ever climb out of that. Of course, that's also 5-to-1. This is a 4-to-1, which I really like. It almost looks like a cross. So it's pretty nice. This is also 1-inch amplitude, and it's actually over, just a little over 1-inch amplitude. So this aesthetically looks very nice using that second spindle. Now let's take this one step further. With just a round rosette, 5-to-1, you can have this. This makes 5-to-1. And an oval at 5-to-1 gives you that. Of course, there's no phasing. All you do is start the project, and a few minutes later, you're all the way around. So this is a really easy project to make. It's really, really simple in that you have one piece of stock, 2 pieces of aluminum, and 2 aligned bushings. It is probably one of the easier projects I've ever made compared to making a geometric chuck, which takes at least 24 hours, a lot of time and a lot of thinking, a lot of processes involved. Whereas this is an afternoon project to make the second spindle. So it's one of the easiest projects to ever make to change your rosette possibilities into hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different possibilities. Well, that's all for the Rose Engine Shop, and we'll see you again.